Village of Eagle regular board meeting in order on August 11th, 2022 at 7 p.m. Open meeting law requirements have been met. Roll call.
Chris Lauterbach.
Here.
Chris Sanchez.
Here.
Greg Brown. Here. Greg Schiff.
Here.
Mark Schwessow.
Here.
Matt Leopard.
Here.
Rich Spreck.
Here. I would ask everyone to stand and join us in pledge allegiance.
The flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We will make an announcement for possible closed session per Wisconsin State Statute 19.85 for 1C for discussion relating to the hiring of a police chief. Review approval of minutes.
I would make a motion to approve the regular board meeting minutes in addition to the special board meeting minutes on July 26th.
Motion by Chris Lauterbach, seconded by Matt Leopard. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Treasurer's report with monthly accounts payable and journal entry log.
I did have one question. Page 11 on the budget comparison. Unclassified expenses.
Being at 383%.
Yes.
Later on our agenda, we do have discussion for municipal building agreement. Once that is established, we will have a counting process. In the meantime, since January, we have been paying the bills for this building out of our unclassified expenses. So our lights and water and everything stay on.
Was that clear? I would make a motion to approve the journal and law and charter.
Is there a second? Motion by Matt Leopard, seconded by Chris Sanchez. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Clerk's report.
It's pretty much been focusing on the election. We had 666 voters, and everything went smooth. That's about it.
Number 8, citizen comments and concerns. Got a pretty big crowd here tonight, so. Just for clarification, I will ask everyone to start with your name and your address.
Okay, Frank Sauter, I live in the township of Palmyra. The reason that I'm here is
I need your address, Frank.
N1405, Highway 106, Palmyra, Wisconsin. Okay, the reason I'm here tonight is the talk of the contract with the town of Palmyra as far as the Kettle Moraine Fire District. And I've got a statement I'd like to read. Several town of Palmyra residents have attended the Kettle Moraine Fire District Board meeting in order to gain information and talks about and concerning a possible contract with the town of Palmyra. The Kettle Moraine Fire District Board has been very transparent. The town of Palmyra has not been transparent. That's one reason we started going to those meetings, obviously. Some concerns that we hear from the Kettle Moraine Fire District Board about taking on a contract with the town of Palmyra involve staffing issues, financial concerns, conflicting information coming from the town of Palmyra. I've attended the last 4 to 5 months of their meetings. We also hear the following recommendation from 2 of the Kettle Moraine board members, that it is too soon to take on another municipality, and that they recommend that the town sign the contract with the village of Palmyra for now, and revisit the conversation approximately 2 to 3 years down the road. As you folks grow and get all the quirks out of you newly being combined, okay? As a town resident, I strongly support the town signing the current 3-year contract with the village of Palmyra now, and revisit the services with the Kettle Moraine Fire District if necessary down the road. That's my statement.
Anyone else?
Donna Tronka, N2079 Bluebird Ridge, town of Palmyra. I would agree with what Frank had to say. I've been to 4 or 5 of the Kettle Moraine Fire District Board meetings, and we've learned a great deal about it. And we've also learned some of the differences between what the district can provide right now in their infancy and what the Village of Palmyra provides right now, having been in that cross-train, tri-train, community safety format for about 7 years. So I agree that this can be revisited, and I do agree that there are issues across the nation about sustainability. But I believe that at this juncture in time, that the town would be better off, and it would be more economical for the town taxpayers to sign the 3-year contract with the village and not entertain any other kind of contract with Kettle Moraine Fire District at this time.
I'm sorry for stepping on.
That's all right.
We got new doors, locks today, and they're not programmed, so we had door stops and someone closed the door on us. Anyone else?
Hi, it's good to be back here again. My name is Josh. I represent Sheboygan Warning Systems. We're at 1904 Healy Avenue, Sheboygan, Wisconsin. Just a little background on why I'm here. 2 years ago, we had installed a used refurbished warning siren here in the village of Eagle to assist you guys in warning your residents of severe weather. Lately, there's been some concerns about the warning siren and how it should be utilized, and so I'm just here to kind of discuss that real briefly, just so that you guys have something that you can use going forward if anybody asks. First and foremost, there is it's called an outdoor warning siren. So pretty much what their intended use is to be is to warn people who might be outside of severe weather, other emergencies, whatever you guys choose to use it for. There's a lot of misconception that people might utilize them indoors, inside their homes for emergencies, and that simply just is not something that I don't think any community we've ever worked with or any government agency really promotes or even encourages in the slightest. Actually, I guess just to start, there was a document that was put out way back when by the Nuclear Commission in regards to this very thing, and kind of looking at sirens and how they affect people who might be inside. In order to wake somebody up with like a 100% chance, let's say there's a storm, you're sleeping, for a siren to be able to wake you up while you're sleeping inside your house, it would have to be 136 decibels inside your house. That's louder than any siren that's manufactured today can put out at point blank. So the siren that you have now, it's a Whelen WPS 3000 model. It is rated at 124 decibels at 100 feet from the siren, and then it has an effective range for persons outside of about 4,800 feet. Not the prior siren, but the siren before that, your original siren, from what we understand, was only rated at 115 and would have had a radius of 2,400 feet. So the one that you have now, it's a lot bigger than any siren that you guys have had in the past, and it should have no problem warning anybody within the general area, that there's an emergency. Again, kind of looking at, it really is not intended for people who are indoors. The other thing, and then I'll share this with you guys as well, so you have it, Wisconsin actually ended up putting out what's called Warning Sirens Best Practices. It's a document that the state it's not a requirement, but it's kind of an outline for warning sirens in Wisconsin. Just to briefly read off this, it says, outdoor warning sirens are tools to warn people who are outdoors to take immediate, potentially life-saving action by finding shelter from an immediate threat, then seeking further information. Though some people who are very close to an outdoor warning siren may hear it while they're inside, they are definitely not designed or intended to be heard inside. The average siren's going to get a half mile to 2 miles in range, and that's kind of where that is. Now, as far as the siren itself, thank you again for allowing us to put that up for you guys. I know they're going along with that. It shows that you guys made a decision for your citizens. That you're concerned for them, because there is no Wisconsin state statute that requires, installation, maintenance, or repairs of outdoor warning sirens. So you guys were definitely thinking of your citizens, and Any, concerns that you might get going forward about people not being able to hear it inside their house. We'd always promote weather radios, cell phones, television. Sirens are a very important tool in the toolbox to warn people, but redundancy is key and they really should not be utilized indoors.
Thank you. Were you gonna send me that document then?
Yeah, I sent you that nuclear document. I can send you the best practices one.
Thank you. And so I would like, if she could get it on file when people call, that concern. Thank you.
Anyone else?
I apologize for being late. Arlene Sturzinger.
I apologize that we locked you out.
I thought I was banned. 809 Henry Street. First of all, I have to announce that Tom Heidel, that I was working with at the DOT, retired. So I'm starting over. Not really. Karen Martins is my new contact. And I asked specifically regarding the pedestrian crossing signs, where they are, because we were supposed to get the ones with the people on them crossing. And she said that the signs for the pedestrian crossing, the signs for the pedestrian crossing are still on order and haven't arrived yet. Once the county gets the signs for Madison, they will be installed. They don't know where they're going to be though, when we're going to come in. After the permit is approved, this is for the beacon. After the permit is approved, the village will need to acquire a contractor to install the equipment at the approved location. It shouldn't take long to approve a permit. I'm not sure about the timeline because I asked how long it would take, because it depends on the contractor. What I wanted to point out though is that if the village is going to go ahead with this, I'm no longer your person. You here at the village have to submit the permit. I can do the rest of the legwork after we know we've got a permit, but right now our hands are tied because there's no permit that has been applied for.
Anybody else?
My name is Christopher Ballman. I live at 241 East Eagle Street, Eagle, Wisconsin. I listened and respect the comments made by the residents of Palmyra as it concerns the contract. I have a vested interest in this fire district because I belong to it. I know that the process of going from infancy to a mature merger can take optimistically 3 years, sometimes longer. I think I'll save comment on the town of Palmyra's request, except to say I think it is ill-timed. I would much rather this community and North Prairie spend their time and their resources making sure that their model is sustainable instead of, in its infancy, seeking to expand it. That's all I got.
Okay.
Dave Rockington, 325 Eagle Street. Resident of the village of Eagle for 74 years and also a member of the fire department for 53 years, going on 54. We, as Chris just said, we consolidated with North Prairie and our feet aren't even on the ground yet. Talking about coverage, equipment, and whatever you need to join the fire department, and not to have the town of Palmyra come. And we're not even ready for this yet, and I don't think we ever will be, but I'm not in favor of any 3-year program or 10-year program at all. They have to get along with the village of Palmyra. The village and the town of Eagle got along here 8 or 10 years ago when we created the commission or the district. And I think that's what Palmyra has to do instead of coming over here every 6 months, or not 6 months, but every month, and keep asking to have us contract them. We have enough of our own to take care of. We're short-staffed as it is. And then to pick up another department, I just don't, I hope this board, along with the fire commission, considers all of this stuff rather than just the money end of it. Because I heard there's some money end of it, willing to pay Eagle Fire District some money for exchange of other things, and we don't, when I say we as a membership, we're hearing this from the commission after it happens. 10 years ago, Palmyra came here to the same board, not the same board, but the same commission, and asked permission 10 years ago to consolidate with Palmyra. And our membership 10 years ago said, sorry, we have to take care of Eagle at that time. If you guys have a large incident, we'll come over and help. But to join, we have enough to take care of here at Eagle. And since then, we joined with North Prairie. But I do not think that we need to consolidate with Palmyra due to the fact that they have to get along with their town and village, and that's enough. Thank you.
Any other citizens' comments? If not, we will move on, so we'll just ask one more time if there's any citizen comments. This is the time when we get to these items and the board's discussing it. That's not the time we open up for citizen comments. Any more? If not, we'll move on. Announcements. I do not have any announcements this month. Board members?
I actually do have one. I wanted to publicly thank Chief Bethia. I had a situation yesterday with a coworker with a wellness check, and unfortunately, he passed away. I did realize that he was non-responsive. He knocked on his door a few times. I did call Chief, and he came out within a couple of minutes, and he was out there to assess the situation. He handled everything perfectly. I very much appreciate his follow-up. He called the EMTs, brought them in. I also wanted to thank Chief Kugel, who came out, and I just wanted to commend them on their professionalism. Ron did some follow-up with me and with the family, and he made the process very, very smooth, as awkward as it was, and I just wanted to publicly thank him for that.
Any other announcements from board members? If not, I don't see any EBA representative tonight. I don't see Gene from Nature Trail. Oh, I'm sorry, Gene. I'm not used to this many people. It's easy to find you.
It is a big meeting, that's for sure. I just wanted to say, if you haven't been to the Eagle Nature Trail, please go. It's summer, it's the best time to go walking on the trail, though it's open all year, and it's attractions all year long. Of course, there's the new kaleidoscope down at the school end of the trail. There's, again, lots of things blooming at the moment. We did a little planting project with the elementary school children back in May, and that's growing. It's right outside, right at the back here of the municipal building, behind the new police station. Again, we just did a big tour. 250 people showed up at the tour, so it was really well attended. So thanks. Come on out to the trail.
Fire department? Steve? Isn't this supposed to be Scott's month here?
Huh?
Isn't this supposed to be Scott's month here? Not North Prairie?
No, he's at North Prairie, that's all I know.
I thought this was our month.
That's the wrong guy. Well, I'm just here to give his report. So all of you should have a copy of the chief's report. Like I said before, Chief is over at North Prairie board meeting for budgetary and some building maintenance that needs to be taken care of over at Station 35 tonight. But he did give me a copy of his report to read off tonight, so calls of service are included on a separate sheet, which all of you at the table have. Our finances are still holding strong. Our total income is at 62.4%. Total expenses are at 54.4%, and we have a net positive of $67,585.97. We continue to cover all of our calls within our district as well as mutual aid requests, except for large incidences, paramedic intercept requests, and we have had call mutual aid one time for a weekend call. The last fire board meeting, there was a discussion about town of Palmyra coverage under the contract. We have continued discussions with the town of Palmyra, and after a closed session discussion and presentation at July 28th meeting, the fire board in open session voted to move forward with the contract with the town of Palmyra. Also, this is a first draft of our annual budget was presented at the July 28th Fire Board meeting. It's currently a work in progress and will be on the August 25th agenda for further discussion. Starting August 27th, we're going to be hosting a fire officer class, which actually is going to be instructed by Chief James Small, that's here, and along with our Chief Kugel. We also have currently, with our officers that still need that training, and we currently have one enrolled as the EMT class, and one student is finishing up Firefighter 1. Also, we've been approached by Lake Country Fire Department to see if we'd be interested in joining Fire Academy sessions, as that they and Western Lakes have created. There's an annual cost to join. We're currently looking into those possibilities. We've also been approached by Waterford Fire Department asking if they could join us at our Cadet Academy trainings. This will take place one Saturday per month at the North Prairie Station 35, and we're continuing the plan with Waterford Fire. Thank you, Scott.
Anything else?
On my end. Let's get any questions.
Chief Padilla, police report?
Well, I wanted to take some time tonight to honor two people who helped us with our Kettle Moraine Parade. June 26th, we had our parade here in town, and if you came, I appreciate everyone stopping out. We did this year up our security. As you know, if you've seen, if you've watched the news or listened to things, we kind of are in a crazy world right now. So the department, the fire department and the police department asked two of our people in Eagle to assist us in blocking off traffic for our parade route to make it safe for everyone that was participating in the parade. I just want to kind of give you the definition of what community is, because I think here in Eagle, we fit that definition. It's a unified body of individuals, such as people with common interests living in a particular area, or a group of people with common characteristic or interests living together within a larger society. So the two people I wanted to honor tonight are part of that community. When they were called upon and asked upon to help us, they were more than happy to give us their resources. And what they did is they brought in big pieces of equipment, heavy equipment, to block off entrances to Main Street so that we knew that no one could come onto Main Street and we would have a situation like Waukesha had. We had a few people that were resistant to it because they didn't like the fact that their street was blocked off for that time. But a lot of people who were along that parade route said this was awesome. We had nothing to worry about. You guys had everything covered. So I wanted to just take a minute to honor what's a certificate of appreciation to Rob Day and Patrick McDonough. So if you could come up, please. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Yes, again, thank you for helping the community.
Anytime.
It's nice to know that we can count on you guys.
Anytime.
Trees, whatever we have to do.
Careful on poles.
Yes.
It's all good.
But I just wanted to thank you very much for that.
No problem.
Keeping us all safe.
Next year, if you need it again, let us know.
Okay, thank you.
You bet. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Library report, Alan?
I wrote this down in no particular order, but we had our meeting Monday night, and the library as of July 31st is at 73% revenue and 46% expenses. There's a town resident who was presented to the library board that the library board is going to recommend to the town board, because they need to appoint her to the library board. Her name is Paula Simons. She has a communications and marketing background. She'll be a wonderful fit, and I'm just letting you know that she's going to be on the board and fill a term that will expire at the end of this year. And then she will be eligible to serve a 3-year term. But we have a vacancy, so we filled the vacancy. the library board approved a new collection development policy because that was part of the standard certification letter. We had to have a policy that was current within 5 years, and ours is current as of last week. So we have a brand new, it was very similar to the collection development policy we had, but it got reviewed and revised, and so now it is current. The board approved the standard certification letter. The only thing we have a deficiency in right now is a circulation policy. We have bits and pieces of that, but not a solid circulation policy, so I have 6 months to draft and present to the board a new circulation policy, so that next year when we're asked, we'll have it current and we won't have a deficiency anymore in that area. The board also has to improve in board orientation, and they're going to work on strengthening that. We'll be doing SWOT analysis in September. That's strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. We have to do it again. So we're going to do that. The board will tackle that in September. Yes, the garden kaleidoscope was installed. The sculpture was installed by the artist on Tuesday. We had beautiful weather. We had a really nice turnout. Certainly go out there and have a look at it. Thank you to Jean Wiedemann for providing the first flowers that go in the bowl that turns, that you can look through the 2 viewing stations. It's down by between the amphitheater on the nature trail and the school parking lot. If you're in the visitor parking lot, you're very close to where it is. The photo contest, Alice Baker Library Eagle Nature Trail photo contest runs until August 31st. Rules and entry forms are available in the library. The photo contest reception will be on Friday, September 30th from 5:30 to 6:30. That'll be here. You can see all the photos that were entered, all the ones that got awards, and you can enjoy meeting the people that took the pictures and talking cameras and everything else. Wisconsin has trustee training available in August, and then Bridges Library System has a trustee appreciation event that comes up in October. And for programming, please look at our website or come in the library and pick up papers, flyers, quarter sheets that'll tell you about the upcoming programs for children, teens, and adults. We will be at the police picnic if it doesn't storm or something on us, because I don't think we have a tent, but we'll be there at a table. And then we're have staffing tables at 3 open houses for Rolling Hills, Eagleville, and Eagle Elementary on August 25th. So we will be out.
If you need a canopy, I've got one.
Okay, we'll see how the weather looks. But
Could
we'll
you
be out.
forget something once in a while? Because by the time we get to me, all I say is what you said. So if you could forget something once in a while, throw me a bone. It makes it look like I actually go to these meetings.
You're too efficient, Ellie.
Marshall County, anything, Chris?
Been getting a lot of emails on road construction from my community, so I want to remind everybody, Wisconsin DOT 511 on site. It's a great site that everybody can use. You hit projects, and it will tell you all the projects by state, what's being done. It has future projects, completed projects, and current projects, and where it's going with it. That reminds you that's a state project. With that being said, the newest state project, they're closing down Highway 18 between Highway 67 and Highway 83. So your detour would be, yeah, it'd be fun. Your detour is gonna be going to 94. That's what they're sending you. So that is coming down the trail. They're just setting everything up. If it's a county road, which is documented by letters, then you can go to the waukeshacounty.gov site, hit Public Works, and then you can also find projects that are going on. I got a lot about ours and Highway E and all, what's going on. Oh, everybody wants to know what's going on in 59. All the surveying, and it could be just being set up for resurfacing in a year or two. So with those, feel free to go. Oh, and you can also set up on DOT 511 if you're planning a trip throughout the state of Wisconsin. It's really neat. They'll tell you all the road construction going on throughout the state that you will run into. That's it.
On to our items. Discussion action regarding extraterritorial approval of certified survey map for property at South 102 West 34688 Lower Clarks Park Road. If this looks familiar, it should. We approved this back in May. I actually probably should have had our planning commission do this as well, and I did not, so I would ask the board, if it's reapproved, to actually approve on behalf of our planning commission as well, so I can sign to vote. We do have 3 of our 7 members on our board, so we're close to having the majority. The reason this is back is we approved this in May, and if you look on sheet 1 of 3, down on the bottom, it was revised on the 3rd day of June. Seeing how it was edited after we approved it, I'm not going to sign it until it's reapproved.
I would make a motion to approve.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Motion by Chris Lauterbach, seconded by Mark Scheschauer. Any further discussion?
Just a question, Rich, briefly, why are we approving something that's not within the town versus the village?
Good question. Our village ordinance has adopted extraterritorial jurisdictional rights.
Right.
The reason being, the state allows villages to do that. The concept, as the village grows, if the town were to put in a strip mall just outside our borders, and as we grow, if that's not part of our master plan, we can say we don't like that type of idea. So anything within a mile of our border, we have that authority. If it's outside a mile, we can.
Thank you.
Yep. Any other questions? If not, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. We have an updated business plan for the Red Roof Station. They want to increase their breakfast hours. If you read the hours, it does become a little confusing. So just for clarification, they are stating hours, I believe, for Red Roof Station as the lower business operation hours. Then when they talk about lunch and dinner and breakfast, that would be the upstairs business for food.
I would make a motion to approve the modification of business plan for the Red Roof Station.
What's the name of the upstairs?
Red Roof Station.
Where's
the upstairs?
I do not know all the details, but Soon's running the restaurant. We had a motion by Matt, is there a second?
I'll second.
Motion by Matt Leopard, seconded by Greg Hein. Any further discussion? I just will state for the record, more for our business owners' sake, or residents that might go there. The lunch and dinner and breakfast, I believe, is all being served upstairs. Just for clarification, the liquor license approved for the beer and wine was only for downstairs premises. So if someone wants to go for lunch or dinner, please don't plan on getting beer or wine because it is not legally served upstairs. Any other discussion? If not, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Temporary picnic license for St. Teresa's Church Turkey Dinner. We had this on last month, it was tabled. We got clarification, St. Teresa's is not looking for any of the fish fries because that is all done as a drive-through. So they are only looking for the temporary license for the turkey dinner.
I'd make a motion to approve the temporary fee, waiving the fee.
There's no fee.
It says $10, waive the $10 fee.
Motion by Chris Lauterbach, was that a second by Greg?
Yes, second.
Why don't we finish the motion? Motion by Chris Lauterbach, second by Greg Schupp. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next, we have a special event permit application. We have an individual rent from the park. They are going to have a DJ, and they would like to allow the DJ to play till midnight. I believe it's a Saturday.
Yeah, it is a Saturday.
What do we do for the rain days?
11? Midnight. Midnight. Yeah.
Dave?
Band plays till midnight, right?
if we hire them till 11:30, but usually it takes another half an hour to clear the place out, but yes, I think our permit goes till midnight.
I would second it. I don't see a
You
problem.
guys gonna arm wrestle? Who had it?
No, he did. I don't.
Motion by Greg Sheff, second by Chris Lauterbach. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Just make a minute, we have to keep the agenda, so
Don't worry, we can slow it down a little bit.
I'm sure.
Next is setting a date for our budget workshop. Personnel finance, we've been meeting for the police chief application, so we have not done any budget work. I hope we can meet later this month. I don't know if we want to do a workshop right away with the board as a whole, or do you want to wait for personnel finance and some of the department budgets to come in?
I would like to meet sooner than later with some other issues that we discuss. I don't care what day of the week, but I would like it to be 5:30 to 6 and not 5, because that's my.
You want to do like late August?
Yeah, late August is fine.
If we start at 6 o'clock on the 23rd, I wouldn't think we would probably go past an hour. That would be planning at 7, we could double up. Our goal. August 23rd at 6 work for everybody?
Yeah, fine with me.
What is that?
Tuesday.
Tuesday? What was that, 26 or 24?
23rd.
23rd. It's a Tuesday.
6 o'clock, at 6.
Someone want to make it formal with a motion?
I'll make a motion, we have a budget workshop, August
23rd. 23rd at 6 o'clock.
All I remember is the 6
Why don't you
o'clock.
second it right away?
My own regret was 6. It wasn't.
I'll second it.
Motion by Matt Leopard, seconded by Chris Lauterbach. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. For everyone that's new for our meeting, this is kind of typical. Next item. That it's entertaining, that's what I mean. Discussion action regarding joint municipal building agreement. The town did approve this at their last meeting, so we have it in front of us. However, I do have a few typos to clarify, and I do have a few questions for our board, so we can clarify and then probably ask the town to reapprove. We are getting close though. Bottom page 1, I believe there's a typo, I believe line number 4. It should say the majority of the Village of Eagle Village Board, not the Village of Village Board. Just a point for clarification, on page 2, the chair to the officers, it is stating that it would be for a calendar year. I don't have an issue with that. I just want people to be aware if they're approving it with current verbiage. We potentially, it's going to be only the odd years. The years it's a town chairman, if there is a change in the town chairman position with the election, you would have a change in this chair. We have someone January to the election, and then it will change. A lot of our other agreements go based off our election term. I do think this would be easier because it gets confusing. Well, is it May? Is it June? But just understand, if there is a change in a chairman in an odd year, it could change who is the chair for this. It would not affect the village president because that's on the even years, and village president and town chair are only elected in odd years. Page 3, required votes. This was drafted to say action by the committee may be authorized by the affirmative vote of the members, but it does not say affirmative vote in what manner. My suggestion is we would add simple majority, not a supermajority or unanimous. Item number 6A, the chair shall designate one of the committee members at each meeting to serve as a recording secretary. If we want to do it that way, that's fine. I guess I would ask why. I would think the chair for this committee probably could handle the minutes. Typo under F, dot does not need to be underlined. G, number 4, there is missing the word have. The municipal committee shall have the authority to approve. Page 4, H, number 1, I believe we should add the word operation in there as well. It says the committee shall submit a proposed budget for the cost of the cleaning, maintenance, repair, and upkeep of the building. I would believe any cost for operation of the building should be in that budget as well. Number 3, we have to have a final budget adopted by the municipalities no later than December 1st. I would suggest we change that to November 1st. It does state in here that the boards need to meet in October. If we've approved the budget in October, November 1st deadline should not be an issue. If we are waiting until December 1st to approve our budgets, we will be late in getting our tax bills out anyways. Number 5, same section, H, number 5. It does talk about any unspent money would be put in reserve, and the expenditures of such reserve account must first be specifically authorized by municipalities at a regular or special board meeting. I guess I would suggest we have some clarification that that meeting could be the budget approval meeting. If we are budgeting, we have reserves, so next year we want to use it to keep the cost down. I don't think that should have to take a special meeting to use those if it's being done through the budget. Expenditures, I, number 1, the town board approved this with it being the village clerk. So if we approve it the same, that means all accounting and payroll will be done through the village office. Currently, all accounting for bills is being done in our office. As Chris was asking about earlier with the unbudgeted line items, that is being paid for all our bills. The payroll would be an addition. There is one employee that's on payroll. That employee has been paid on a monthly basis, similar to what we get paid. The original draft was suggested we split the duties. However, the town attorney and the town auditor is suggesting we have one municipality on the. Item number 2, right below it, all expenditures shall be reviewed and approved at a regular or special municipal committee meeting before payment may be authorized. If there is no special meeting called, that means these payments would be approved on a quarterly basis. Per the agreement, we meet once a quarter. I don't think we want to wait 3 months to be paying our electric bill and our water bill. Water bill's a quarter bill anyway, so. I think we energies would like to be paid on a monthly basis. So I guess I would like some type of verbiage of bylaws can give a payment process with pre-approval. Down on B, it says agreement, the payment should be made by January 10th. I would say let's give both municipalities a month, makes it January 30th. Page 5, the typo, I believe B, the last sentence should be amendment, not amended. Article 5B refers to Article 6. That should be Article 4, the previous section. And I guess I would ask everyone to carefully read Article 6, Section A, the last sentence. And if someone can please explain to me what that means, I would appreciate it. Because I've read it several times and my only thought is, what? The town attorney.
What's it in your?
In yours, kind of like enact, make it a rule. So the first sentence, I'm okay with. It's the second one. No party to this agreement may assign any of its rights or delegate any of its duties or obligations under this agreement. However, without prior written consent, in its sole discretion, which cannot be unreasonably withheld of the other party.
Word salad.
I don't know if you can waive it or not. I've read it several times and I do not understand. And just for clarification, this has not gone to our attorney, if we want it to or not, I don't know. It was rewritten by the town attorney. The content of it is basically the same content that was being proposed as a new agreement. None of the content, it's just verbiage changes, but. Be in agreement though, I don't know. If we want to send it to our attorney, it could be made a motion to table to our budget workshop. We could approve it before our next board meeting. And the edits can also go back to the town for their meeting next week as well.
Considering I have no idea what this says right here, I should have it.
I'm hoping Matt can clarify it.
I don't know, he's used the word waiver 6 times in one sentence. I don't know.
Because you can't waiver unless you do waiver with sole discretion.
4 waivers make it
With
not a
prior
waiver.
consent.
With waiver. Motion table.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion to table by Matt Leopard, second by Chris Lauterbach. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Chris, I'll get you the edits in there, so hopefully you guys can at least clean up the
Can you explain
formalities of the typos.
What do we do?
I